Alright, game changers, welcome back to another video here today. I don't know if you guys have read this or not, but apparently what Black Ops 6 wants to do is to catch and remove cheaters within 1 hour. I mean, over the years, cheating in Call of Duty has honestly been plagued with the multiplayer and battle royale modes, and we've witnessed waves of hackers exploiting weaknesses in the game's infrastructure. And you got players using wall hacks, aimbots, and various other software mods that have completely and consistently tarnished the experience for players who just want to play the game without cheats, want to play fairly. You got Activision and different developers who have made significant investments in this whole anti-cheat technology known as Ricochet, but it's always felt like a game of catch-up, and by the time these cheaters are caught, they've already spoiled the fun for a lot of us players. I mean, when you got multiplayer focused games like Call of Duty, integrity is key, and when that cheating goes unchecked, it causes honestly massive frustration for the player base. I mean, it leads to a fractured community, you got loss of trust, and ultimately a decline in player retention, and even false bans. Players who were not even cheating get falsely banned as well, and that is so unfair. The series' reputation has been eroded because of this anti-cheat that's not really doing its job, and cheaters just infiltrating ranked modes and casual games alike. I mean, both of them are infiltrated with cheaters. So now with Treyarch announcing that their anti-cheat team, aka Ricochet, aims to remove cheaters from Black Ops 6 matches within 1 hour, I kind of have my doubts here, but I'm cautiously optimistic that they might be able to pull this off. But again, looking back at the history of Ricochet and what it has not been able to do as much, I don't really have a whole lot of hope. But again, I would like to think that this is real and they're able to accomplish this. But is the 1 hour goal really feasible? I mean, look at this from a different perspective. I mean, the idea of detecting and banning cheaters within 1 hour honestly sounds like a gamer's dream come true, but is it realistic? I mean, the anti-cheat technology currently in place across, Call of Duty is largely reactive. Cheaters create or use new methods to bypass the security measures, and the anti-cheat system responds by updating its detection protocols. Now, the cycle is never ending, and for years, developers have struggled to stay ahead of hackers. To achieve this 1 hour goal, Treyarch and Activision would need to significantly overhaul the way that they handle their anti-cheat system, because the current system in games like Modern Warfare 3 or Warzone relies heavily on data collection, monitoring suspicious patterns, and eventually banning the cheaters. But this process is often slow, and some cheaters, slip through the cracks. They even play for days, weeks, or even months before action is taken against them. By then, the damage has already been done, and they even brag that Activision has not banned them, and even on Twitch and Kick are boasting that they are cheating, and you could see them cheat right in front of their eyes, and it takes them forever to get banned. I mean, for Black Ops 6 to succeed in its 1 hour detection goal, it would require real-time monitoring and incredibly sophisticated machine learning algorithms. The game would need to actively detect cheating behavior as it happens, and this could include immediate flagging of unusual kill ratios, irregular movement patterns, or weapon usage. However, I would say this, that these systems are notoriously difficult to fine-tune. And when you have systems or detection that is too strict, it could result in false positives, which we've seen before, which again could ruin the experience for a lot of innocent players who get banned by mistake, and it's happened. Conversely, when it's too lenient, it would mean that the 1 hour goal falls flat and it just wouldn't happen. It's just a lofty goal for them that just is a false promise. One of the biggest concerns with an aggressive anti-cheat approach is that risk of false positives like I was talking about before. If the system is overly sensitive, it could mistakenly flag legit players for unusual but entirely fair playstyles. I mean, for instance, if a highly skilled player exhibits behaviors that look suspicious, like if they're getting a large number of headshots in a short period of time, then Ricochet will just ban that player based on its algorithms without manual review. And what does that lead to? It leads to a public relations nightmare for Treyarch and Activision. We've seen these issues play out before previously. We've also seen it in other games. I mean, for example, Valorant, which uses Riot Games' Vanguard anti-cheat system, has faced backlash from players who were banned for behavior that the system misinterpreted as cheating as well. Now, if Treyarch wants to meet its 1 hour goal, it needs to honestly strike a careful balance between that speed and accuracy, Ensuring that only true cheaters are banned will require not only advanced AI systems but also human oversight to minimize these mistakes. I mean, the team may also need to implement an appeal process that allows players to contest their bans, because the current way that we have things, it's so bad, it's so difficult to appeal. They should make it a lot easier to do so. And this, personally, could help prevent genuine players from being permanently removed from the game due to a false positive. However, an efficient appeal system requires dedicated resources, and that would add another layer of complexity to Treyarch's already lofty goals of 1 hour. Now, if somehow, some way Treyarch and Activision can deliver on the promise of catching cheaters within 1 hour, then the impact on the player base, the Call of Duty community, could be really a game changer. It could be monumental. I mean, the idea of logging in to a multiplayer match or Warzone lobby and having the confidence that cheaters won't ruin that experience really is something that many Call of Duty fans have been longing for. I mean, a lot of people who have been plagued by cheaters really would love that this be true. I mean, in theory, the system could reinvigorate the franchise and it bring back a wave of players who left due to that rampant cheating. Moreover, this can also strengthen the game's competitive integrity. I mean, for a series like Call of Duty, where competitive modes, ranked play, tournaments are crucial to its ecosystem, I mean, the presence of cheaters undermines the entire system and structure. In Black Ops 6, if cheaters are swiftly removed, it could restore that faith in that ranked matchmaking system, and it gives skilled players who love that scene a fair chance to rise to the ranks without being undercut by these ridiculous and really pathetic hackers. However, the potential success of that 1 hour anti-cheat goal also depends heavily on how cheaters react. I mean, historically, when games implement these stricter anti-cheat measures, hackers simply adapt. Treyarch's anti-cheat system will need to remain vigilant and continuously update its system to counteract evolving threats or new threats from these hackers and their tactics. And I'll be honest with you guys, 1 hour bans sound really promising, but cheaters may find ways to bypass these systems or create new exploits that could go undetected for longer periods of time, and that's what I'm really afraid of. The decision to set such a high bar for anti-cheat in Black Ops 6 may also influence the broader gaming industry as well. Hopefully it does, but if Treyarch is successful, it could set a new standard for anti-cheat measures in other multiplayer games like Battlefield, Apex Legends, Overwatch, Valorant, you name it. They might also be pressured to adopt similar systems to keep their player bases satisfied, if and only if this is successful. But if the 1 hour goal fails or results in significant issues, this thing could really backfire, and it serves as a cautionary tale for other developers as well to avoid any of these unrealistic expectations around anti-cheat technologies or systems that could frustrate players and damage the game's reputation even further if it doesn't work as promised. And that's what I'm hoping this doesn't become exactly that. But Call of Duty Black Ops 6's ambition, I gotta applaud it for that. If they can actually do that, it's first of all a bold, ballsy move, but if it's actually successful, this could actually and potentially change the landscape of online gaming. And the idea of removing cheaters within 1 hour is highly appealing. Its execution will determine whether Treyarch and Activision can truly pull it off. I mean, I have high hopes for this, but I don't want to be let down. At the same time, like I said previously, I'm cautiously optimistic. I'm not saying that this is going to be happening for sure, but again, if they can pull this off, my goodness, this would truly be a game changer. But I want to hear from you guys. Do you guys think that Treyarch and Activision will be able to pull this off? It is, again, like I said before, a lofty goal within 1 hour to find and ban a cheater. Like, if you actually think about it, it actually sounds really crazy. But again, maybe you're just like me. You think it's, something that is a little too crazy out there, but you are also optimistically cautious that hopefully this works? Or are you completely the opposite and think, based off of Ricochet's track record and it being just ultimately bad and just negative overall, that this is not going to work and it's a nice talking point, it's a nice little promise that will never actually happen? Let me know where you guys stand on this. I'm curious to know. But anyways, if you guys enjoyed today's video, make sure you guys hit that like button. If you guys are new to the channel, make sure you guys hit that subscribe subscribe button, and don't forget to hit the bell to be notified every single time I upload a video. Now with that being said, this is GCP signing off.
Secured the field. Mission accomplished.